Hey everyone, we're back in the Toronto region today with a long overdue update of the Hazel-McCallion line in Mississauga and Brampton. We'll be going end to end across all 18 kilometers of Hurontario Street, looking at the northern extension of the line and some of the challenges that the project is facing. The project was originally meant to open in the fall of 2024, but that deadline has long gone, and there's no official public timeline anymore, so this project's still likely a couple years away. Based on signage at the future Deary stop shelter, it appears Metrolinx has chosen to brand the Hazel-McCallion line as Line 10, taking a more regional approach to the project and putting it in the same numbering system as the TTC subways. In northern Brampton, Hurontario Street is also referred to as Highway 10, which makes this name rather fitting. A report from S&P Global, published in October, suggests that Mobilinx, the consortium that was awarded the $4.6 billion contract to build and operate the line, has been having financial issues, which may make construction more difficult. We'll start off in Brampton at Brampton Innovation District GO Station, which is 3 kilometers north of the LRT terminus. However, local Brampton politicians are hoping to change that. Brampton City Council has approved both an underground and surface level option for 30% design of an extension from Steeles to the GO Station at Queen. I'm expecting the surface level option to be chosen because tunneling on a suburban street like Main Street doesn't make sense given the cost, especially considering that the other 18 kilometers of the line would also be at grade. Editing Jamie here. I've been busy with exams, but after filming this video, Premier Doug Ford announced that the northern extension of the line would be tunneled to Brampton, a decision likely influenced by the upcoming provincial election. However, it's not the best option. Building a tunnel, especially on such a wide street, is going to be very expensive, and won't offer much benefit in terms of increased speed or reliability, considering the short distance of the extension and the fact that the other 18 kilometers of the route are still going to be at grade. To improve speeds, some intersections could have been restricted to right turns only, while keeping the line at grade, or parts of the route could have been elevated. The decision is also supposedly meant to protect the heritage streetscape in downtown Brampton, but the main selling point, or one of the main selling points of light rail in North America, was that light rail would improve the streetscape. It's unfortunate that so much money is going to go into a rather unnecessary tunnel when other, more cost-effective options could have been chosen, but I do hope that the tunnel is at least built using the cut and cover method to save some costs. Moving down to Brampton Gateway Terminal, the Hazel-McCallion line makes its final stop at Hurontario and Steeles. Over the last couple years of covering this project, I've seen little to no progress on this section, and even today, construction of the light rail right-of-way isn't really visible north of the 407. On the south side of the 407 is the maintenance facility for the line. It's unclear whether vehicles have started to be delivered from the facility in Brampton. However, any deliveries would likely have been announced publicly. Not unlike some of the troubles that the Eglinton Crosstown has faced, there have been reports of tracks, including inside the maintenance facility, not being installed to the proper spacing needed to allow the light rail vehicles to use them. Leading out of the operations and maintenance facility, the on-street tracks have been laid, and the junction on Hurontario has also been completed. Catenary poles have gone up in the area, although wires still need to be strung up along the entire alignment. An interesting detail with this project is that the catenary poles being used all appear to be painted white, which looks a little nicer than the gray ones, but we'll see how they look after getting a little dirty. Down at Deary Road, the first shelter on the line was installed on the platform. The shelters being used along Hurontario are super bare bones. They're not very long, and they definitely don't protect riders from the elements, except maybe some light rain. Enclosed shelters on the platform would have been much better. Other than the shelter, construction of the ramp and tactile strips hasn't taken place yet. The structure for the shelter at Courtney Park Station has just started to be installed. Tracks and catenary poles run down Hurontario Street until Highway 401. The stops at Britannia, Matheson, Bristol, and Eglinton are all in relatively early stages still. However, tracks have been laid through all of the intersections, and platform construction is starting. Crossing Highway 403, the line will turn onto an elevated guideway leading to the city center stop on Rathburn Road. The northern connection between the guideway and the street has yet to be built, but the majority of the elevated guideway structure is complete. On the south side of the guideway, the tracks leading to the guideway from the median of Hurontario have been installed, stopping short of the guideway itself. Work is starting to take place to build the track bed on Rathburn Road leading into the city center stop. It's definitely unfortunate that the transit terminal isn't being rebuilt to allow Go and My Way to share one bus terminal, and there could have also been an indoor connection to the LRT as well. Between Roberts Beck and Cooksville, significant progress has been made. with lots of concrete pours having taken place all across the right-of-way. Tracks have also been installed in some areas. South of Cooksville, progress falls off a bit, with the rail right-of-way being more on and off, with some areas not being built yet. Under the QEW, a second tunnel was pushed into place more than 2 years ago and is still not open, although it seems to be largely ready with both the road and sidewalk paved. Unfortunately, pedestrian access along Hurontario during construction isn't very good at the moment, and in this particular location, instead of putting a temporary sidewalk under the open tunnel, pedestrians and cyclists have to make a 400-meter detour that includes a poorly lit, secluded tunnel that's not exactly pleasant to get through. South of the QEW, most track work has been made at intersections and will likely continue soon. Reaching the substantial southern terminus, we're back at a GO station, this time on the Lakeshore West line. Unlike the rest of the line, Port Credit Station will be underground below the GO corridor, and this station will likely be pretty minimal, with the entrance buildings really only having enough space for a staircase and an elevator each. Overall, construction of the Hazel-McCallion project continues with the southern end seeing a lot of work underway to build the light rail right-of-way. Also, the section of the line in Brampton is still far from where it needs to be. Taking into account the speed of the project so far, and the fact that vehicle deliveries and testing still needs to begin, we can most likely expect completion in late 2026, although no official completion date is publicly available. Thanks for watching.